I feel a little bit stuffy from the cold. Not that it'll affect the pump, but just a little bit of an annoyance for me. So before I actually get into the lift talk, I do want to just bring up just one little point before I forget. Does every workout video have to be so fucking depressing? Like, oh my god. And I mean, I'm kind of saying it like this because I've just scrolled past like 50 of them in a row. But, and of course, like there's edits of me, which I think are fucking sweet. But it's like me doing a chest day, and it's really sad music, and or it could be anybody, and there's just the captions, "Who hurt this man?" The caption is, "What did she do to him?" Look, I'm not gonna say that that couldn't be, a motivator for you to turn into a beast, right? And we hear these stories all the time. Um, you know, Especially bigger dogs too. Everybody loves bringing up the Tom Platz tale of the fiance leaving him for the training partner. And what I really think is it's just a social media thing where people are kind of romanticizing things like that. But oh, dude, is it unfathomable to just enjoy the process of doing really hard sets? I don't know. That's my little point there. I'd rather see a hype video than a real downer, sad lifting edit. But then again, that's just me. So that's not like I'm saying one is objectively better than the other. I'm just kind of bringing up my personal opinion. But other than that, in between some of those sad workout videos, I did get some cool JJK edits and some One Piece edits. I make sure every time I see a badass edit with like a really cool song over top of it that I like it immediately. So I get shown stuff like that too. Because Spotify, it goes hard. My normal soundtracks. But dude, these TikTok edits are nuts. Some of these are fucking killer. So that's I'm sure some of those will hype me up today. So plan for chest is, for one thing, try to deal with the populace because it's a little bit crowded, this gym. But I've got no reason to go anywhere else. All I want to do is, incline bench, some chest press, and then, oh, I just slammed the pre before I got in the car, so I kind of have the hiccups a little bit. But all I want to do is, incline bench, chest press, and probably some cable work. And they've got all that shit here. So why drive an extra 20 minutes to so-and-so gym when I've got it right next to where I live? But sometimes if I do really want to use a particular piece of equipment, or if maybe I just want to see the people that are over at that gym, then I'll go over there. I'm sure if you've seen a few of these, the gyms rotate on a pretty consistent basis. But no matter where you go, no matter fucking if you're lifting in the cold ass capital of Minnesota, whatever that is, or if you're at Gold's Gym in LA, you got to remember the weights weigh the same no matter where the hell you go. So who cares? Right? That's one thing I do. It's kind of cool, but it's also kind of not cool, and I'll explain. So when it comes to like lifters now, since everybody's got their phone, there aren't really any congregations of freaks, at least not as much as there used to be. Because you got to remember, Gold's Gym used to be the shit, and it still is. Like it's still I'd say the hub. But now, you can just be a freak wherever the hell you are. You don't have to save up to drive cross country over there like you did in the 80s to train under Arnold. You can just watch videos and learn how to do it at your YMCA. So, in that sense, I do like the fact that let's just say the access to information is, at this current moment, as great as it has ever been, and is still increasing. So, I don't really know where I was going to go with that. We'll just end it there. But chest, heavy pressing. I will see how my pec feels. But based on the last chest day, where I was doing 315 for pretty slow and controlled reps, I think I'm going to be good for some 3-plate sets, maybe even 3 1/4. Who knows? We will have to see. Of course, I got to go by feel because you've sort of got an internal gauge of your, let's just say, the safety level of your ability to load up a ton of weight. So if when you're warming up, you can kind of feel some twinging, you can kind of feel some shit is not particularly perfectly in place and everything else, maybe that's your cue to kind of say, okay, let's make today more of a cable fly based day, more of a light day. Maybe I shouldn't try to bench 5 plates with no spotter. Maybe that wouldn't be the best idea right now. But you get what I'm going for. So no matter what the lift ends up looking like. Oh. God damn, he's not looking at me. I see one of my buddies. Jack!
What's up?
I love that guy. That's a freak. He's into jiu-jitsu. He could rip my knee in half in like 3 seconds. Fucking baller. So either way, let's just get in there and get started. All right, I've warmed up. Let's see how many we can get for 3. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh, I don't think I've ever been closer to doing a rep and then not being able to rack it than that. Holy shit. Oh, one more. Goodness. So, no need for a spotter. If I was going to do more than one more set, then it is kind of a hassle having to have someone help you re-rack 3 plates. So, but since this is my last set, I'm just going to take it to failure. No fucking way. All right. Let's move on to something else. To be determined. This machine has always been, oh fuck, just a little bit funky, but after a few feeler reps, these will be some good sets. I'm thinking maybe 2, maybe 3, really as many as I feel like. Okay. Let's do a little grip change. Okay. One more of that weight and then let's drop the 3 plates.
Okay. One more. Let's make this last one a drop set. Sweet. Okay. Sweet. Rare occurrence. Two cables right next to each other, both open at once. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. But I think I'm just going to do one set of cable press here because I really want to finish with like a flying movement with a really big stretch. Because the burn, honestly, even on those machine presses I was doing over there, very burn biased. But at the end of a chest day, typically what really finishes it off with the best pump is a full big stretch contraction like a normal fly. So let's just do one or two here and then find something that'll fit that criteria. Okay. Let's do some real flies. And then we're almost done. All right, these cables kind of stuck, but they're not that bad. No matter how grungy they are, unless it's to the point where I feel like one side is getting a ton more work than the other, then what are you complaining about? Come on, get real. So I think just a straight set, and then we'll go from there. Pump-wise, we're nearly done. This is the home stretch. Okay. I think let's do a superset, sort of a two-part set for the next one, and then done. Okay. Okay. Let's go pose down. Okay, so how many sets was that? Let's try to do a little lift recap. So, 2 sets of pressing on bench, 3 sets on the machine, 1 set of cable press, and 2 sets of cable flies. So 8. That's about right. You know, I'm not saying there's a cut and dry number, but for the most part, I'd say by the time you've done a round, let's just say 8 to 10, but honestly, I think the gauge is much wider than that. I'm talking even as low as 4 and maybe as high as maybe 15-ish. But by the time you've done that many sets, as long as they were hard, I feel like you're going to be fully pumped. You know, you'll get your fascial stretch I was listening to some Hani Rambad, or forgive me if I misplaced the name or misspoke, but he was going on about FST7 like always, and it started to make a lot of sense. But honestly, I feel like I kind of do that style of training anyway, aka heavy pressing in the beginning, followed by pump focus work at the end, to really just fill everything up with blood and nutrients. So it's not like I think people don't know what they're doing, and of course I'm not the one to really say that, right? But as long as you go hard, you finish your lift with a pump, I think you did something right. Oh, come on. Let's see how we're looking pump wise. And I tell you what, not freaking bad. Not bad at all. Holy shit. Oh my god. Whew. There's not really a ton of poses for chest. Dude, front lat spread with the chest pump. I feel like I'm just a ball of muscle. Oh my god. Oh. All these abs and everything, that's gotta go. I need to get some more food into my frame. ASAP. Alright. So chest complete. I'm gonna play around with a little bit of side delts and just spam some lateral raises before I go. But nothing really worth recording. So I will see you in the car, in the front seat.
Yeah, so I ended up just spamming like 8 or 9 sets of lateral raises. Nothing heavy. I just played around on the cables for like, 5 reps of 15 or so single-sided lateral raises. And then same thing with the dumbbells for like 3 more sets. So nothing crazy. For me, shoulders are a bit of a strong suit. I think I'm going to hit side delts at the end of every chest day and rear delts at the end of every back day. But I'm just not going to hit them. I'm not going to be insane. It's really just going to be 6 or so sets. Moderate weight, good burn. Get a pump, and then that's the end of it. So, oh, crap. I tell you what. I haven't done calves in like 2 weeks. I'm a fucking total goober. My calves are not like, they're not that small. Like nobody looks at me and says I have small calves. Not that that's the point, but I definitely want bigger calves. I gotta do calves tomorrow. The problem is I've been doing my cardio at the house, and I've been on a little bit of a roll of doing cardio or doing calves after my cardio in the morning. I think I need to go to the gym for cardio instead of doing cardio in the house, because I have a little seated bike in the it's not right in the middle of the kitchen, but it's kind of in the kitchen living room transition space of my little apartment, which in a situation when I'm in a rush, if I've really got to wake up and I've only got so much time before I got to go to class or lab or whatever, then it does come in handy. But it's not as fun. It's more fun to go to the gym, see the crew, see the group of regulars that you always run into, have a chit chat with them, and then start your day. And that's one thing that I've noticed. This isn't really related to lifting, but just kind of life. Over the winter, my days felt very short. Not because time was speeding up, of course, but I didn't really have anything to do. Like I just woke up, chilled, ate my food, and lifted. And that was the end of it. Of course, that was on my winter break from school, so it's not like it's not like it's like that all the time. But yeah, it's nice actually running into all sorts of people in school and socializing. It's no good to just be a totally secluded, right? If your day consists primarily of you being alone and you're not really chit-chatting with anybody, that is not an awesome situation. That is going to sort of, well, not only is it just not gonna, it's probably gonna make you feel a little bit depressed. I'm not saying like clinically level, but social interaction, dude, that shit is good for you. And then, I don't know, it's just fun, man. Get some new ideas in your head from talking to other folks about all sorts of random shit. So, not that that's groundbreaking. It's just I could tell that most of my interactions over the winter were really just with my fucking family because I was back at the house chilling. Plus the people I run into at the gym too, but that's only a few hours a day. So either way, that's enough. Enough of whatever that point is I was trying to make. Chest is still hindered. I'm still holding back a little bit for the left one, but it's definitely up there, approaching 100%. So just got to make sure not to do my incline bench reps too rapidly and brutish, so I don't, pull anything. But that was a pretty good pump. I don't know what I ate today, but I could not tell you. I must have eaten something. I felt kind of bloated, which usually that is not a problem for me. Whatever goes down the hatch ends up just getting broken down, no problem. Hard to say. I got a different kind of chocolate milk than normal. Maybe that was it, because I've had like there's like a half gallon. I've just kind of been sipping at it throughout the day. It's at like a quarter left now. Maybe that did me. I definitely think to some degree I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm lactose tolerant. I don't care what my body says. Right? Half gallon of chocolate milk. That's a lot of fucking calories for not a lot of difficulty. In a bulking state, right? If you're trying to lock in a bulk and actually put some mass onto your frame, then look, if you could get 5,000 calories of chicken and rice and, like some olive oils or whatever, maybe some, what other kind of fat sources do people even eat? Eggs? Whatever. If you could get 5,000 clean calories, you're a beast. Love it. But I'm more prone to follow the approach of, just getting in the calories. Now, that does not mean I'd eat all shit food. The protein I make sure is of a high quality, right? Some shit up there high on the protein grading scale. I should probably look up what that is. Maybe there's no way I'll remember to splice it in like a graphic. But the basic premise of it is it goes into maybe 30 or 25 or something protein sources, and through a variety of grading scales, it cumulatively adds up all of them and then says pretty much its grade. So something like a steak, that's fucking way up there. It's like a 98 out of 100. Chicken, 90. Milk, 90. Fish, maybe a little bit lower, I'm not sure. But conventional, like stereotypical protein sources, right? Meats, dairy. Actually, what is there? Meats, dairy, poultry, eggs. You get what I'm saying? Chicken, steak, milk, eggs, fish, right? Stuff like that. That is your best bet. Those are going to be the sources which are full of the most widely, the widest array of amino acids, covering the whole spectrum, giving you a complete protein. Plus, dude, I feel much better when I've had at least half a pound or a pound of red meat per day. I'm not going full Liver King mode, but they are onto something. All the carnivore guys, I think they are on the right track for sure. Just in terms of nutrient density and everything else. I know that's kind of silly coming from me because usually I say some shit like, oh, just take your vitamins, it's the same thing. Look, I'm not saying it's always the same thing, because I can definitely tell. I just kind of have I can't even describe it in words. It's just like I feel better, so don't that's all I'm saying there. So plan for tomorrow is going to be back and rear delts. I've only got one class at noon, so I get to sleep in like a fucking beast. Oh, that is Oh my God. I'm sure I'm going to go to bed early tonight. By early, I mean like before midnight, but that's not bad. And since I've got a class so late in the day at noon, I can just go to sleep with no alarm. It is it is very nice to have had a good long day. You did all sorts of shit. You did whatever your day is normally composed of, plus a hard lift, cardio in the morning ideally. You get to go to bed at a reasonable hour and then wake up the next day fully rested. I couldn't name a better situation. So I think that's all I got. Back will be, I mean, however back ends up, good pump, I'm sure, from more than likely a variety of rows, pull downs, and pullovers. Rear delts, again, probably going to be just as simple, mainly just maybe reverse pec deck, potentially fucking laying face pulls. That might be kind of cool too. I'll see. But why, I guess no need to talk about that lift if I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. So, chest felt good, body feels good, stomach is feeling empty. I got to fill this thing up. I'm probably going to put, yeah, I've got 4 ribeyes I need to eat quick. I'm going to put 2 in the sous vide with salt and pepper, of course. Actually, no, I'll season them before I sear them on the pan. So a pound of ribeye, that's going to be about 100-ish grams of protein. Make sure to like look it up online, like ribeye macros, and then plug in how much you ate. You gotta look up Calorie King. That's usually the best. So if you've ever eaten if you're ever eating a food where you don't like the macros aren't right there, like if you have a scoop of cinnamon toast crunch, right? If you have 100 grams of cinnamon toast crunch, it'll say on the nutrition label, how many macros, how many carbs, fats, proteins, right? Total calories that you're eating in that scoop. But with sort of just basic whole foods like steaks or, well, anything where you've got to look it up, I'd say, I mean, I'm not going to say it's the best, but every time I need to do that, it's X food, macros, Calorie King, first result. Just a little tip for you. So if you don't have a scale in your kitchen, that's my what's the word I'm trying to think of? Not challenge. That's my assignment for you. Next time you go to the next time you go to the grocery store, get a kitchen scale. It's like 15 bucks max. And if you haven't been tracking your macros, I think just getting one of those will probably hype you up enough to start. Because if you've got it right there sitting in front of your face, it's kind of, at least I would hope it might motivate you to actually use it. But maybe that's not the case. Everybody has a treadmill sitting in their basement with like 3 carpets hung up on it, 5 cardboard boxes stacked up in the middle of it. So, whatever. But if you're interested in tracking your macros, which as a lifter interested in making progress, you definitely should be, then I say you better get on it. So that's enough. I think that's enough. So cardio in the morning, and I will see you tomorrow for back.